Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Heidi, and in this video I want to talk about a book called Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I just completed this book today and I wanted to talk about it. I knew I wanted to talk about it halfway through reading it. This is a thriller horror book. I've mainly been focusing on fantasy novels, but I love to read both fantasy and thriller, horror, mystery novels. So I finally picked up a thriller horror novel. I think this is more like horror, but I'm calling it thriller. But I really enjoyed this book and I wanted to talk about it with you. So our main character in this book is Maggie. There are two timelines in the book. There is the timeline of when Maggie is 5 years old and when Maggie is older in her 30s. So we do skip back from when she was younger and to when she's an adult. When she was younger, her and her family, her mom and dad, moved into a old kind of gothic huge house. This house had a lot of history, a lot of tragedy. A lot of people had died in the house. A lot of people did not want to buy it. There was a lot of people that were superstitious and they were just spooked from the house and all of its history. But Maggie's parents were not superstitious. They thought of it as an opportunity for the father, because he's a writer. He thought it would be really cool to live in a gothic old house while he is writing his novels. They took the house and they were only in the house for about 3 weeks until they decided to leave and not take anything back with them and completely abandon the house entirely. Inside the house there were many strange things. When Maggie was a kid, she said when she was 5, she said there were a lot of ghosts talking to her and warning her that they were gonna kill her and her family and all this crazy messed up stuff. Whatever happened in the house really spooked the family, so they fled real quick. In the present day, Maggie is 30 and her dad had published a book explaining what had happened in that house and why they left, and the book had become very successful and their family's doing really well because of the book that he wrote. And Maggie has a very terrible relationship with her mother and father just because she does not agree with what is in the book. She thinks that they are lies. She doesn't remember really anything that happened in the house. She has a resentment to her parents. At the beginning of the book, her father has passed away to cancer, and Maggie found out that her father never sold the house and now she is inheriting the house. So Maggie decides to go to the house and renovate it and sell it. So she has two motivations really going back to the house, is to renovate and sell while also figuring out the lies and finding the truth of what actually is in that house. So it's a big mystery thriller. I truly wasn't scared, I guess. It's called a horror, but this book really intrigued me going in. I really loved the fact that I was always guessing what the reveal was. Was it going to be this? Was it this? So Maggie has a back and forth with herself. At the beginning, she's hardcore, I'm not superstitious, there's no such a thing as ghosts. And while we flip back to the past, so the past was more written by the father, so it's the father's perspective, and the present day is Maggie's perspective because because her father has passed and she is now inheriting the house. So it's interesting to go back and to find out with Maggie what is truth or what, if there are lies and all the mystery behind that. I love mystery thriller, like whodunit kind of stuff. So this was definitely a book for me. In the end, I did end up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really wanted to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I think the reasoning why I didn't give it a 5 stars was the ending. And now this is my second Riley Sager book. The first one was Lock Every Door. I ended up giving that a 5 out of 5. While I was reading Home Before Dark, I was definitely comparing the two books because it's the same author. So I was comparing them very heavily. And that's kind of where was where I had my predictions for the ending was just going based off the last book I read from him, like Lock Every Door. So that's kind of where I was getting my predictions for the ending, and I thought I was gonna be right. So I think I'm gonna go into spoilers for this book just because I kind of I don't know, because if you have read the book and you're watching just to see my opinion, you probably want to hear what I think about the ending as well. Or if you're reading the book and you just don't want to finish it and you just want to know the end, this will be for you as well. So from here on out, I guess I'll just give you some spoilers. At the very beginning, I really wanted it to be a supernatural story. I truly, truly did. And I guess this is spoiler for, Lock Every Door. Sorry for that, but because I compared the two so much, I expected this book to be exactly like the outcome to be exactly like Lock Every Door, just in a different format, like it being a haunted house instead of a haunted apartment, which I think, yeah, it was an apartment for Lock Every Door. I wanted it to be supernatural, but I didn't think it would be just because it wasn't for the other book. My first prediction was that Dane was the reasoning behind all these crazy things going on. That man that was helping out Maggie to do the renovations, the guy that was also there as a teenager when she was 5 years old. I predicted him to be involved in what was all going on from the very beginning. I predicted that he was the killer. I just thought he was like the main ghost roaming around. And the moment we heard that Dane was, I forget when we heard that Dane was with Petra or fooling around with, I think that was probably, oh no, he confessed to it quite later on, but it was when we found out that Dane was working in the house when Maggie was 5, when her family first moved in. I had a strong feeling when he just came into the scene right away that he was going to be the person who, I guess, killed Petra and killed well, I guess just Petra, but he was the reasoning for all the haunts that scared Maggie and all these crazy things. And he knew about the armoire and all the nonsense behind the whole thing, and that the parents just thought that it was actually a true thing that happened. I thought I was right when he confessed to being when he confessed to messing around with Petra. So I thought that was like him confessing that he did it. But what really bugged me, I guess, and the reason why I didn't give it a 5-star was constantly, oh no, this is what happened. No, this is what happened. No, this is what truly happened. It was really frustrating. Just to not get not to get an answer right away, and just to get an answer and be like, no, actually. And to be honest, for it to be Marta that killed Petra and to be Pennyface, when she came into the scene and it was like Marta that you just recognized, at first I was like, who's Marta at first? I don't know. It's just something I didn't see coming, and I don't know. I guess it's a good ending. I think it's just I'm frustrated that I wasn't right of my predictions. But honestly, I did enjoy the book. Truly, I did. So I wanted to give it a 5-star. So I think I would just give it like a 4.5 out of 5-star. I think Riley Sager has only 4 books that he's written or published. So I may go into reading the other 2 books. I don't know what they're called, but so far I am enjoying the books that he has written. I only own Lock Every Door, and that's my favorite one. So we'll see if I continue reading more of his books. I just love thriller books. I tend to rate thriller books much higher than any other genre. Maybe some fantasies I'll give a higher rating, but majority of the thriller novels I'll easily rate pretty high, just because I just love listening to thriller novels. So I don't know, really enjoyed this book. I hope you liked this quick review. I think it's quick. I don't know. And if you like, give this video a like, comment if you have read this book or if you're going to read this book. Sorry for the spoiler if you've listened this far, but yeah, so let me know what you thought, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.